Hello and welcome to another episode of the Bad Gamer, Good Gamer podcast. We have some things to catch up on. We talked about this a couple of weeks ago with Helena Taylor, then this whole fiasco of her asking people to boycott Bayonetta 3 because she claimed she didn't get offered a decent wage, what she thought was a livable wage. Now, since then, a lot of things have happened. We've had updates from PlatinumGames, we've had updates from a Bloomberg article, and we've got some updates from her, and spoiler alert, the narrative has shifted 180 degrees. So
Yeah, people are split on it, that's for sure.
I think not. I don't think it's like a 50-50 split. I think it's now like a 10 on her side, 90 on Platinum Games side. Before that, it was kind of like the opposite. Almost everybody was like chanting for her, or almost everybody was like, yeah, like her tweets, her videos got over 9.5 million views as of like last week. It could be over that now. I have no idea. But a lot has happened since then. So just like I said before, and just like we said in the episode from 2 weeks ago, she claimed that Platinum Games offered her $4,000 to return and voice Bayonetta in the third game. And she was saying that is like, it was an insulting offer. She claimed that they made $450 million off of the games, excluding the merchandise. She wrote a letter to Kimea, I keep forgetting what his name is, and he offered her, like, I think, the $4,000 was what he offered her after she emailed him about getting a better wage, and she declined, and then she, now, like just a couple of weeks ago, she asked people to boycott the game and donate to charity with the money that they would have spent on buying Bayonetta 3. After that came out, Bloomberg had a report after talking to two people that were familiar with the negotiations, and also after reviewing some documentation, which Fadi, you and I, like, off camera, were talking that we need to see proof, we need to see something on either side, like, emails, whatever, like some sort of
Anything.
evidence
Really.
that these claims are true or false. So Bloomberg got their hands on them. Bloomberg talked to a couple of people, and they're reporting that Platinum Games actually intended to pay Helena for at least 5 sessions, and each session paying $3,000 to $4,000, which is way above the union, like the standard union rates. Because I think when we looked at it, $4,000 for 4 sessions, or like $1,000 for 1 session, was
Close,
like
yeah.
the rate. Yeah, so they're already, according to this report, according to the evidence that they found, that was already way above the union rates, and they were offering her at least $15,000. She reportedly rejected that offer and asked for the 6-figure sum, as well as getting residuals, which is something that you also assumed she was after
I was
from
on
the
her
very
side.
beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah, that she wanted residuals, not just the higher salary, but she wanted to get some of that passive income, let's just say. Of course, like any other, like if this is all true, Platinum Games rejected. They declined. They're like, nope, we'll go find somebody else, and they eventually did. But they offered her the cameo appearance in the game, and for the fee of 1 full session, so $4,000 if it's like a 1 day's work, which she declined. So this is very contradictory to her initial set of tweets.
Yeah, I just want to note that $4,000 offer was after many months.
It was
wasn't
11
like,
months. Yeah. She
It
waited.
was 11
Yeah.
months. Yeah.
Yeah, because at that point they decided to go with somebody else, and then I think they were like, you know what, we've
Yeah.
got this extra character, or let's just bring in Helena, just kind of like as a homage type of thing, whatever. We'll give her a few lines, and like just 1 session, we'll pay her for that, and that's it. And they offered her $4,000 for that, which is again more than the $1,000 rate of
Right. Yeah.
of a 1 day session recording. So yeah, like we said, very contradictory. And then at that point, you and I like started talking about, like, just again off camera, about like who's lying here, like where's the truth, who's bullshitting the other, who, like, I played devil's advocate on both sides, and then I became agnostic about the whole situation. It's like, until we have evidence, until we have like damning proof, something that everybody can see, it's just a he said, she said situation. She's saying that they paid her, or they offered to pay her just $4,000 for the full thing. They're saying they offered to pay her $15,000 and she rejected and asked for a six-figure sum, which is at least $100,000, which is crazy. You were on her side, if I remember correctly.
Me and many others at the time.
Yeah. So since then, since that has happened, she responded to the report saying that it was an absolute lie and that Platinum Games is trying to save their asses and the game, because the game launched, I think, a couple of days ago, right?
2 days ago.
Yeah, and this whole thing happened just like 2 weeks before the launch. So it was strategically sort of like timed. She also then said that she just wants to put the whole thing behind her and she wants to carry on with her life in the theater. That's what she wanted to do. Because if I'm not mistaken, that's like her background. And the voice acting thing for games was not really her like main sort of like job or main sort of like career.
But if she really wanted to put things behind her, she wouldn't have done this in the first place. Like if that was her intention. But like anyway,
she did it in the first place before all the fiasco happened and the blaming and the lies and whatever. And at that point, she's like, I just want to put this whole thing behind me. But
she should have.
She should have. Yeah, exactly. Not. I'm not talking about what she did before that, but what she did after that.
After. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So once this report came out, and who was it? Was it Jason Schreier?
About what?
Who reported?
The report?
Yeah.
Initially, it was him.
Yeah. And
then other publications, I can't remember who, also corroborated that they saw the same.
Yeah. But he's a credible journalist. A lot of people, once they saw that report and once they saw that it came from them, and I think that was also an argument that you had. Like he's not gonna like mess this up or whatever. He's a credible guy. Yeah. He knows what he's doing. He's got this whole like career. So the narrative then started shifting on social media. I saw a lot of people started attacking Hellena. A lot of people now are on Platinum Games side and they're like, what the fuck, Hellena like lied to us. And then Hellena responded with another series of tweets. And this is where the crazy contradiction happened. And this was like the last nail on her coffin. Because she claimed in this new series of tweets.
Yeah, this is when she
on the 28th.
That,
yeah. Today's the 30th when we're recording this. So this was just a couple days ago. She claims that they offered her $10,000 after
on the 24th, my bad. On the 24th.
Okay. 28th is the other thing. Yeah, my bad. Yeah.
My bad. Yeah.
So she claimed that they offered her $10,000, and after writing Hideki Kamiya, she was then offered an extra $5,000. So they offered her $15,000, but this isn't the big thing. The big thing is, and this is in her own words, in her own tweets, she says, any other lies, such as $4,000 for 5 sessions, are total fabrications, which is what she originally claimed she was offered in the first set of tweets 2 weeks ago. She said they offered her a flat rate of $4,000 for the whole game. And now she's saying that that's a fabrication, that's a lie.
So she
I don't
just
know what was in her
herself.
head. Yeah, she contradicted herself big time. And if it was like 50-50 between Hellena and Platinum Games at that time, before those tweets, this is what shifted everybody. Now, I still see some people, I saw like some comments and some replies. Some people are still on her side. So that's why I'm saying like 10% Hellena, 90% Platinum Games. Like, khalas, what's done is done. There's no taking that back, right? People
it's
now.
So weird. Like, I don't know.
Oh, it's 100% a weird thing. Like it's odd how this whole thing unfolded and the sequence of events that took place. It doesn't really make sense. Why would she do this when she doesn't have the evidence to back up her claims?
The only thing I'm thinking, if we want to play the conspiracy theory card, okay, is like we saw the videos, and like she did everything, and then like she tweeted, "I'm done. I want to put this all behind me," and maybe she did. Like she just left her phone somewhere, put it behind her, and then someone just came and like posed as her and like just started like tweeting damning evidence about her. It's possible. Again, if you want to do devil's advocate and like think of possibilities.
Well, no, that's like outside the realm of like realistic possibilities. Like,
that went out the window when she did this tweet. Like, there's like, it just doesn't make sense.
I wouldn't put that in the same category of what you're saying. Somebody like went into her phone and like, those are like two different buildings.
because like, I don't know. It's just so strange. Like all of a sudden,
some people are crazy. Now, I'm not saying she's crazy.
You just said that. No, you're contradicting yourself. Some people are crazy,
No,
but not her.
Yeah, I never said she was crazy. I just said that some people are crazy.
You're implying
It's just
it,
a
but
generic.
anyway.
It's a generic statement. Some people are crazy. I'm not saying she is.
Okay.
But that is not the last thing that happened. Oh, like this is the last thing that happened that probably like killed her credibility and her career. Like this lie that she revealed.
This is the biggest thing.
Yeah.
I think this is what.
But there's
lost
still
her
like
career,
one
yeah.
more sort of aspect to the story, and not really about Platinum Games and about Helena and whatnot. But it is something that Helena then tweeted, and I think that's the one on the 28th from 2 days ago or yesterday.
And I'll add to what I just said before, but continue, and then we'll talk about it. We'll come back
Yeah,
to it.
so she again tweeted saying, asking people to donate money, their boycott money to charities, and she listed 14 charities that she said she donated all of her proceedings, all of her earnings from conference autographs and all the events and whatnot. So all the money that she made out of Bayonetta, outside of being or like voicing Bayonetta, at least at these cons or these conferences, she donated her money to these 14 charities. What struck a chord with a lot of people is that one of these charities is an anti-abortion group charity, Billboards for Life or something like that, based in
Yes.
the U.S.
And I have a few comments about this, but like,
Go ahead. I mean, this is
I
all
wanna
the
hear your
facts. This is
thoughts.
everything that happened.
Yeah.
I don't want to get political or whatever. Like, I know that abortion is a hot topic issue, and on the internet, everybody's left leaning, and everybody's obviously against anybody who's against abortion. The thing is, when she first tweeted out her claims and everything, I don't know if you remember, but I told you that I saw a lot of people online. They dug up anti-trans, anti-abortion, and anti-something else tweets, like other things that she posted or tweets that she liked. So from the very get-go, people already knew this about her and took a stance based on that. But now it's been made public, because she tagged all the charities. So it's very easy to tell who she supports and who she donated money to. And then people
it's
saw
mainly
that.
the one that
It's
like,
that.
I
Yeah,
understand.
yeah.
But did you look into them by any chance? Did you see their page? Did you see anything? Like, did you dig deeper?
No, but
Or
I
no?
saw your notes, and I don't really see the relevance. But please tell me what you found.
This is again my maybe looking too deep into it, or like trying to put Helena in a better light than she really deserves. But to be fair, everything that she has listed out of the 14 that I've seen, I think maybe I've only seen 12 out of the 14 because I didn't click on at
Every
Animal
single one.
Trust.
Yeah.
But most of the ones that she did at or share are big organizations, or at least have a lot of followers. And like, she's originally from the UK, so it's safe to assume that she would have more UK based or European based charities than US, just from that fact alone, or from that observation, I should say, not fact. So I was looking into it. So she has some from USA, Doctors Without Borders, okay, and like a few others, and they all have like a ton of followers. But the one that everyone's stuck on, the Billboards for Life, is from it only has 211 followers, first of all. So, and they're based in Kentucky. And they're just an obscure, like, kind of organization that I don't know how she may have came across it, unless she's really against or she's like pro-life,
anti-abortion.
Yeah. And really wants to support that, and she found them then and there, or in her travels maybe, but like, they're just such an obscure group for her to promote. That's how I feel. So maybe this is my observation, that maybe she was referring to another at BB4 like organization, and the closest one that I found when I wrote at BB4 was the BB4 Homeless, which is another Twitter account that's based in Australia, and it's backpack beds for the homeless, which again sounds a bit more in line to the rest of what she shared. This is again my personal experience or personal opinion. So maybe that was a mistype, and she has been known to mistype things in her tweets, which we've seen. Like she put 50,000, I think, in one of her tweets instead of the 5,000.
Oh yeah. She misplaced the comma somewhere. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
So again, I'm giving her like extreme benefit of the doubt, so maybe that was the case. But when I went through the thread of everyone like going crazy about this, the abortion
Anti-abortion
charity,
group. Yeah.
yeah, she didn't really reply, or I don't know if she replies anymore to her tweets from the looks of it. So unless she says something later, or she hasn't said anything since then, from what I can tell, it's possible that it was a mistype. Possible. Again, this is extreme thing. The other like obscure thing that she has referenced, just to let you guys know, like that's not the only like low follower thing that she shared. She also shared the Kevin Cruz Foundation, which only has 193 followers. However, they're based in the UK, in Windsor, Berkshire, and they provide free theater tickets to charity volunteers, schools, and hospices, which is again in line with her career. So it's not out of the realm of possibility. It's just, I just wanted to point that out. That's it. That's my observation. That's really it.
Can I rebut, or can I like respond?
Say
to
yeah.
I don't think the number of followers has anything to do with anything, to be honest. Like, I don't
Fair.
think there's any relevance to whether she's donating to charities that have a huge following or not. It doesn't really matter.
It's just an
Like, it
observation.
doesn't add or
Yeah.
remove anything from the story.
Yeah, fair
Right?
enough.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that it's possible that she may have
So, but why do you
mistyped
think
it.
it's possible that she may? It's possible that she may have with everything else. Then, like, why that specifically? Do you like why?
Because
I'm not
that's the one that everyone's flaming. Because I checked every other organization, it seems fine. Like for the veterinary, the Doctors Without Borders, I went into each of them, and some of them were churches that she shared. Like I checked every single one, or the ones that you can click on at least, and most of them seem like normal. I shouldn't say normal. Like as a charity group, you would expect that. Out of all of them, that's just like the most obscure one that I've seen. From what I've seen, that's it. That's
No,
like
I don't
I'm like
know
just comparing.
much. I don't know much about her, but if she is like extremely religious, and there are a lot of extremely religious people that take up that stance that are, anti-abortion. I mean, it's still possible.
It's not
that,
out of the realm. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, exactly.
You're correct. I'm just giving her the extreme benefit of the doubt. Maybe it was a mistype.
And
That's
considering what people dug up on her before all of this happened, the anti-trans, and I think there was also anti-abortion stuff before she tweeted these things out. So it is something that it's a precedence that exists in
It
her
has come
timeline.
up. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm inclined to believe that she did not like mistype the account name. I can also see that she replied to somebody's tweet yesterday on the 29th. These
did
tweets
she?
came out on the 28th. Yeah. If you go to
Yeah.
tweets and replies, you could just see who, and it was on something completely not related to her.
Yeah,
tweets.
but that's what I mean. Like it wasn't related to what she wrote.
Yeah, but I mean, she's on Twitter. Like, she must have seen, somebody must have told her if it was a mistake, somebody must have told her, or she must have seen the responses and figured out that, oh wait, I made a mistake. Let me go fix it and tell people that no, I don't support this. I actually meant that. Like, no, donate money to that charity, not to this one. If it's something that really matters to her. And as of yesterday, she was on Twitter, but she didn't respond, or I can't see any sort of specific reply, clarifying an error or whatever.
It just further reinforces someone took her phone and is posing it. That's it.
It would be cool if, not cool, but like, it would be cool sort of like for everybody if that's what actually happened.
I would like to think that,
But we're talking
I know
about
that's not the
something,
case.
we're talking about this thing that unfolded over the span of 2 weeks. If it was like a one tweet thing, then yes. Okay, it's probable, or it's possible
Like
that something like that happened.
Yeah, I don't
Oh,
know.
also, wait, hold on. She recorded videos of herself in the first
After?
set of tweets.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying after that fact, after we saw the first set of tweets, and then she's like, "I'm moving away." Then that's when it happened. That's my conspiracy theory.
So after she made the claims of them paying her or offering to pay her $4,000 and saying that I'm done with all of this, you're saying that somebody took her phone and then started tweeting out stuff about, oh no, they offered to pay me $15,000.
Exactly.
Oh no, I'm anti-abortion.
Exactly. They're corroborating all that, and we still haven't seen any physical proof other than her damning herself.
You're just being a fanboy.
No, I'm not. I'm not even a fanboy. That's the funny thing. Like, I'm just giving her the
You're
extreme
behaving
benefit
like
of the
one.
doubt. No, just because I want to believe her. Like, I want to believe that,
Well, that's
like,
well,
she has been,
why do you want
like,
to believe her?
wronged.
Again, that's being a fanboy. Like, there's no reason to
No, it's
want
not
to
about
believe her.
fanboy. It's about justice, I think, more than fanboyism. It's really, this is me personally.
So you're
Like, I don't
saying
want-
believing her is being about justice, but
about
believing
being, you know, the
Platinum
whole,
Games is not?
well, as of now, we still don't know. Like, I still don't know how truthful Platinum Games are. I still believe, like, they are both in the wrong in some way, but I wanted something right to come out of this, which is either the voice actors, you know, which we discussed before in the last one. Like, the conclusion out of this that we wanted or we hope to come out of it is that artists getting paid fairly.
Yeah, overall, across
company-
all mediums and all
Yeah.
fields. Yes, yeah.
But because what she's done to herself, it diminishes the whole argument, unfortunately. And that's why I'm upset. Like, again, justice. There's no justice here. So
And you're
that's
trying to
why-
find ways where she could be right.
where she could be right, where we can prove that she might be right, other than keep proving proving herself wrong. You know what I mean? So I'm trying to shine light,
Let me
trying to be
leave this-
optimistic in this.
Let
That's
me
it.
let me leave this up to people. Please
Yeah.
tweet us or comment and let us know if Fadi is showing some signs of fanboyism by leaning towards, oh no, she must be right. Let's find for ways where she's right, rather than seeing what we have there in front of us so far. I mean, I don't know how things can change and like shift back, but
It
like
could shift back if we see something physical. If we see some physical written evidence, which I think is the only thing that will like solidify this whole argument. But I don't think that's ever going to happen because of this whole herself like lying.
but even if
she
we
lied
see-
by omission kind of thing.
Yeah, but
That
even
was
if
the
we
whole
see
issue.
something physical from her side, like an email that she got where they only offered her 4,000 and not 15 or whatever. What about her tweet calling it a complete fabrication? And it wasn't like a typo of a couple of letters. It was like the full
Yeah.
phrase.
Right,
Whoever
right.
said like it was 4,000 or whatever is a complete lie. So even if we see evidence from her, I think a lot of people will be like, no, you lost all credibility. Like,
That's
what's
the
wrong
problem.
with you?
Yeah. She did
yeah.
it to herself.
She
Like,
did it to
had
herself.
had she actually walked away and like lost her phone or threw her phone away and like just never looked at Twitter again, would have actually helped her more. Like again, I'm just trying to see like alternate universe. Like, since Bayonetta 3 is all about that. Like, if she had stopped and had not said anything, it would have been in a better position now. In her case, and for the whole VA community and everything, if she had she just stopped there.
No, I think for the voice actors sort of community or what, like, I think that effect, like, that has happened. Regardless of whether she lied or not, she at least opened up some eyes about how much they get paid. Because a lot of voice actors came out and said that, yeah, I got paid 4,000, I got paid 3,000.
Yeah.
So,
Which is great. That's the thing. It corroborated her story. Like, it helped.
No.
Like,
it was aligned with what she claimed.
Yeah, it was. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
I misspoke. It was
Yeah.
more in line with what she actually claimed
Claimed.
happened to her. Other
Yeah.
people happened to them. Like, no one would come out if they didn't experience the same thing as she did.
I mean, she said herself in the series of tweets where she basically revealed that she was lying. She said in the end that she got paid £3,000 for the first
On the
Bayonetta.
first game. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. So at the very least, regardless of, I'm more inclined to believe that there's something up with her. I don't know what it is, but there's something up with with her tweets, with the claims she's making. They don't add up. So I'm kind of leaning towards that there's something up with her. But regardless of whether she was truthful or whether she's a liar or whether she's crazy or demented or whatever, or somebody took her phone, regardless of whatever that outcome is, we can at least say that at least more people now know about how much voice actors get paid in games than they did before.
True.
Is that going to shift the needle in the future? I don't think so. But at least people now know. It's just that. That's the only silver lining out of everything that has happened.
Such a shame. Yeah, but that is true.
It is. Yeah. I don't know if this will be the last we'll hear of her.
I
no
hope,
idea.
I hope it is, because I don't think like people were ready to move on. Like that's the funny thing. Like a lot of like other than us, like other YouTubers, Twitter people, like people on Twitter were like, okay, we heard both sides. We don't know the full story, but we'd like to move on. Like people who's gonna support her will support her. People who's gonna believe Platinum Games will, you know, support them and buy the game. Yeah. And it was like you said, 50-50 maybe at that point. But now, like, people, in spite of her, like, this is the problem. Like, in spite of what she did to herself or what she tweeted, people are buying the game twice, or they're showing, like, oh, I just bought the game, or they're showing off their, like, special edition. This is what I kept seeing in the threads. Like, I went through the threads.
It's, again, like, because it's because, you know, she tweeted that what she said before was a lie. I don't know. I kind of want to know what's going on in her head. Like, I don't necessarily want to see the story change or shift or unfold more. Like, whether, like, I don't want to see that. I just want to maybe hear from somebody, a close relative, a significant other, or
a third party, like that's
like just to kind of like give us some insight that, oh, by the way, this is what happened with Hellena. Not the whole pay thing and the wage, but this is what happened with Hellena that made her tweet these things and say these things and contradict herself and whatnot. And I want to understand that more, because to me now that is the story and that's what's interesting. Because the other thing, the game is out, people already made up their minds. She unfortunately kind of
like gotten great reviews. Yeah,
it's gotten amazing reviews. Yeah. Like 9s and 10s, if I'm not mistaken, across the board.
Sitting on an 80. Wait 1 second, so I can tell you. 88 on Metacritic at the time of this.
User scores or critic reviews?
No, critic reviews. User scores at 8.2.
Oh, okay. No,
it is high.
Yeah, it is high. Yeah. So yeah, there's that, and that's about it. I think we can safely conclude this chapter for now. I think.
So I don't know about safely, but like we will see. It might continue.
If it
does, we will revisit. However,
we kind of should, right?
Yeah. As of now, I tried my personal best to try to see her in a positive light. I tried to look into it in multiple ways. I want to know if other people felt the same as I did, but like I just wish she just moved on when she said she was going to move on. That's it. It would have been better. That's all.
Yeah, I guess so. Unless again, okay. So before we end this, it wouldn't have been better if moving on would not have revealed the truth, if this is the truth that she lied about.
The truth,
if Platinum Games was right, and they offered her $15,000, and then they also offered her a cameo appearance 11 months after, right? Like if they were still doing right by her, and she lied about it, then I'm glad that it was revealed that she lied about it, and I don't want people to make excuses for her if that was the truth, because she lied. It was an insane, crazy lie. Yes, she brought some things to the surface about voice actors not getting paid enough and whatnot, but the way she did it, like she asked people to boycott the game, which, as we discussed before, means that this is not only affecting
big thing. Yeah, it's
affecting everybody else. She didn't really explicitly call out people to attack Jennifer Hale, but the way she worded that whole thing was basically negative, right?
Yeah.
You don't have the right to call yourself Bayonetta. You don't have the right to sign autographs or whatever, all that sort of stuff.
Can I just say a side tangent, if you don't mind?
Yeah.
Henry Cavill is no longer The Witcher.
I know. I saw that. Yeah. I saw that today. A lot of people are, I want to say, they're not really happy about that.
Happy or not, my point is that he kind of passed on the torch to the next guy. And he's like, "Oh, I'm happy to play Geralt of Rivia."
Well,
encompass that
let's
role.
Take that as an example. So let's assume that the reason why he's no longer playing Geralt of Rivia, he's no longer the lead of The Witcher, is due to some disagreement between him and Netflix. Whether it's
let's
about
add that
the direction,
whether
it's about the money, or whether all that sort of stuff. Any normal person who cares about their career would do what he did, would publicly say nice things about Liam Hemsworth and whatnot,
Yeah,
would not
that's him.
make these kind of claims, would not, any normal person who cares about their career would go down that road. Now we don't know the details of.
This is why I'm bringing this
wha-
up as an example. But yes, go on.
Yeah, we don't know why he exited the thing. I saw something online where somebody is theorizing that it's because they want to take it in a direction that's completely different from the games. I don't know
I
how
heard
different
something
it is
else
right now.
actually.
Yeah, so what did you hear?
I heard it was a contractual thing, or he's because he's going to play as Superman again, and he's working on that. That's what
He
I heard.
is going
Again,
to
I
play
don't
Superman again. If you,
Yeah.
I don't want to spoil anything, but he is going to play Superman again.
know. No need to spoil. I'm just saying that.
No,
what I
like
read.
there's.
That's it.
I'll tell you later. Like,
Okay.
yeah,
Off screen,
yeah.
off screen.
So yeah, whatever the reasons are. So whether he left on his own terms or he left because things weren't working out with them, he would have said what he said because he's not an idiot and he cares about his career and he's got like he still has I don't know a decade or two ahead of him in this industry. He wouldn't be burning bridges that way and calling out people and whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I got you. I'm with
yeah.
you on that. Yeah.
So what I was saying before is that if Platinum Games was the good guy in this story, and if Helena actually lied about what happened, and she instigated people to attack Jennifer Hale, and she asked people to boycott the game, which will financially affect not just the company but also the other people that worked on it, and all that sort of stuff, then I'm super glad that this whole thing happened and she on her own, right, lost. On
Revealed
her
the
own,
truth.
she exactly revealed the truth and revealed that she was lying. If that's what happened, if that's not what happened, and she is somehow, based on the information that we have now, if she is somehow is not in the wrong, and none of this really happened the way that everybody's making out to happen, seem to happen, then obviously I want the truth to come out, and I want to know, I don't want her to just kind of like let it go. I actually want the truth to come out. But
I feel like this,
again,
yeah, it has to
we
be a
don't know.
Netflix special, or like someone has to investigate.
I would
or
watch
something
that
like
documentary.
Yeah,
I would.
documentary. Yeah,
I
that's
would
what I
watch
mean.
the
It has to. We want to know what happened.
Yeah, but the problem with documentaries is that you can't always. I saw this thing before. I forgot where it was, but you can't always. Just because it's a documentary doesn't mean that it's correct, or
Because
doesn't mean
they will sell the narrative that they want you
yeah,
to.
exactly,
to
100%. There's a
watch.
narrative that they want to they want to
Exactly.
sell. There's a narrative that they want to
Of
tell you.
course.
So they're only going to show the things that that will support their narrative. But a lot of people, like I'm sure you know this, but a lot of people, as soon as they hear the word documentary, they're like, "Oh, this is like truthful. This is good journalism. This is so on and so forth." But it's not
It's an
really like
opinion.
that.
Yeah, you
It's
need
an
to take
opinion.
it as an
Yeah,
opinion.
exactly. Yeah, yeah.
Opinion
So,
piece would be the
in
more
conclusion, yeah. In
description.
conclusion, we'll never know anything about anything. I think it's best to just live life like that. To not
Helena, are
get
you
disappointed.
Is she taking notes? You take notes.
Yeah. We'll never know anything about anything. Always question everything. Always see the other side. Always
That's what
play
I
the
do.
devil's advocate.
Yeah.
Ah, no, you're not doing this now. You're doing this now to kind of support.
But I still question everything. No, look, I take both sides, but like I try.
You've never, even like off camera, you've never actually hypothesized a scenario or situation where Platinum Games was right. You already had
No, because you did
I don't wanna
that. Because you did that for me. Like
yeah,
I
but
didn't need to.
But you also argued against it.
Because that's how an argument starts. Like we need to how we get
But
the full story.
you never considered. I considered both parts. Is just what I'm saying. I remember playing devil's advocate on both ends. But when I played devil's advocate on Platinum Games' end, there was like that's when the discussion really happened.
But you really do it like for the both of us. I don't need to like
Okay,
look at the
all
other
right.
side. Like the other side is very prevalent. I can see.
So you're saying I'm your other side.
Exactly.
Are you saying I'm your better half?
Well, I don't know about better, but you are my other half.
I'll take it. All right. So yeah, that's it. That was just the update on the whole situation. If there's more, we'll discuss it in another episode. But for this
Please
episode,
share your
we
thoughts.
just wanted, let us know what you think happened. Let us know who you think is telling the truth and whether you bought the games. If you like that, leave a comment, leave anything on YouTube. Sign up, subscribe if you haven't. I guess this is a good segue into the outro, so I'll just go ahead and do that. Thanks for watching the episode. Do drop a like or comment and subscribe for more content like this, or go to badgood.gg to find our audio podcast. We're also on Twitter and Instagram at badgoodpod, so give us a follow there, and we'll catch you in the next one.